Hello, I'm Kenny Swope, and I am the Snohomish County 4-H Program Technology Leader, and I'd like to welcome you to our Facilitators Guide discussion on our National Youth Science Day activity this year, which is going to be the Mars Base Camp. By now, you have received your kit and have gone through your materials and checked off that you've got everything. And really, this session is to go over the Facilitator's Guide and talk about a couple of the key points that I saw when I went through the guide myself. We will be holding sessions in a virtual Zoom meeting in the coming days. And there'll be a couple of those sessions scheduled, but you as a parent or mentor to youth with these family kits certainly can feel free to move at your own pace and to do these things yourself. The Facilitator's Guide is a very useful resource. I encourage you to look at it and study it. You do not have to be a rocket scientist, thankfully, and I am not one, to be able to do this activity. I think 4-H has put together a great package and have really prepared these for use at home. So have fun with it, and I think it's going to be a really exciting experience for your youth. I'm going to start by just showing you where you can get this material online in the event you need to. If you go to 4h.org parents, you can see here the 4-H STEM Challenge. There's the URL there on my browser. The 4-H STEM Challenge consists of several resources that are available here. You'll see this menu bar across the top. The 2020 challenge itself is explained, and you can get some information there. The kit and marketing resources, really all of the guides that were printed, as well as the map of Mars, are made available here, and you can download these. They're all PDF files, so they should be very convenient and easy for you to print out and to look at. For today, we are going to open up the Facilitator's Guide, and so the book will look like this. It is a few pages long, but I think you'll see the organization of it very, very quickly. Table of contents, you can see here. It goes through the kit materials, the introduction, and the preparation. We'll spend a minute or two talking about that, and then the different activities. There are 4 missions that are in this year's kit, and each one touches on a different aspect of science, technology, engineering, and math. If you're interested, here is your kit materials section. We went through this in our previous video where we walked through the content of the kit. If you find that your kit is lacking something, please reach out to 4-H Extension, and we'll do our best to get the missing items to you. A little introduction. You know, the National Youth Science Day is a STEM-related activity that's conducted nationwide. There are many organizations that participate. You can read here a few of those that do. This year in particular, NASA has been a key resource, and we're really thankful for their participation and collaboration. So as a parent or a mentor, really being able to do the National Youth Science Day virtually, you know, in our current situation, should not be viewed as something that's overwhelming. I think each one of these can be taken in due course, and you can do as little or as much with these experiences as you want to. One of the things that I would say is that take a moment to read the facilitator checklist and to familiarize yourself with maybe some of the STEM learning skills. These are obviously skills that are used in everyday life, and I think are really important concepts for what we're going to learn in our activities. And then also some career connections. one of the things that I really appreciate about 4-H is the ability to take dialogue to action and to speak directly about career opportunities for youth. Of course, my background being in engineering, I resonate with these topics very, very closely. As I said, there are 4 missions: the Surveyor mission, the Odyssey mission, the Curiosity mission, and Insights from Mars. You can see here there's some approximate time slots for how long you should expect to spend on each one of these. Of course, these are guides. You may move faster, you may move slower. It really depends on the pace that you want to run at. In a small group, you should be able to have some really good dialogue. And each one of these are intended to really draw out and have conversation around these different subjects. And of course, you can see here, they have the full meal deal, a short and sweet version, a low-tech version, and then one with some computer science fun. So just really briefly, we'll go over the activity overviews, and I'll start with the first 2, the Landing Zone Surveyor. So in this activity, the youth will be looking at the general process of exploring, launching from Earth, getting to Mars, landing on Mars, and then talking about the different aspects of Mars. You can see there the STEM skills that will be explored, and you'll note here additional materials. So for all of these activities, the facilitator guide really calls out the things that you'll need, and if you can get those and have those available when you do the activity, it will make it go much smoother. When I do one of these, I find that sort of having this stuff prepared and laid out, youth tend to want to move fast, and so you want to be at least a half a step ahead of them as they run through the activity. So make sure you have these additional materials sort of at the ready when they're called for. The second activity is called Red Planet Odyssey, and this one will be about really a design challenge and how can the youth navigate the planet with their rover. And so on the Surveyor, you will be using the map, you will be using the little parachute guy, you'll be using the die, and you'll be making notes in the youth guide. For Odyssey, you will be building the rover and then using that to explore the planet. And as you can tell, an obstacle course gives you some indication of what the youth will be looking for in that experience. Moving on to Curiosity and Crops, you can imagine, as the title would indicate, that there's going to be some aspect of growing things and how can you sustain yourself on the red planet. And with this one, you'll be looking at using the card deck and some of the other materials. And then finally, yes, the other materials being these little guys. So there's also some supplementary materials here, the Post-it notes and the chips. Of course, you can see there that if you have name cards or pencils, that will be very helpful as well. And then the final activity is, if you will, sort of a capstone activity. This one is going to be a computer program. We use Scratch. Scratch is available online from MIT, and you can get to it from the STEM Challenge website itself. We will be doing some programming and spending some time exploring different alternatives using programming. If you're a little worried about that, Scratch programming is very easy. It is drag and drop, very intuitive. If you've got an iPad or an iPhone, chances are you can use Scratch programming without any training at all. So I wouldn't be afraid of that at all. And of course, if you run into any kind of challenges or questions about facilitating these or guiding you through these, don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. I'm happy to answer questions around the activities, the technology, what the youth are expected to get out of it, or any kind of challenges you're having with providing this. So that's really the conclusion of the facilitator guide. Again, I think it's fairly well put together and organized. If you do again have any questions, don't hesitate. Take a moment to read it again and look at the materials that they provide. And the final thought I would leave you with is don't forget to have fun. This is a family kit, and I think just like any other family activity, this can be a very rewarding experience for you and for your youth. Thank you, and our next session will be on our first mission. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on Mars.